but it's a very, very deep form of trauma,
Mm.
very deep form of an institutional,
Mhm.
intentional enslavement of our very body, mind, soul, spirit, and consciousness if we let it do that.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
The more that we keep ourselves grounded, as you've shared in that word and that journey, that trod, that walk of Christ, you say Christ, I say Keras, right? Some people
Mhm.
say Yeshua. So, there's like the names, but the essence is that we are walking in divine light, protected by a creator that keeps illumination at the center of our protection. And if we forget that, which is easy to forget because you can't afford to buy food, you have to choose between
Mhm.
buying medication, sending the children with the resources they need to attend school, or
Mhm.
pay rent, or which bill will you delete? Will it be the cable, which is easy to let go, but
Yeah.
like things like electricity, clean water, your sewage, your waste management issues, and rent and lease or mortgage or whatever. If you're worried about just existing in your day to day, it becomes very challenging to then deal with this next trauma and this next chaos where persons are questioning the very rights, human rights, inalienable rights that we as people of African descent, and I'm going to keep coming back to that. I'm so grateful that we're doing this during the quote unquote banned Black History
Mhm.
Month. How you going to ban something you didn't start?
There we
That
go.
part.
Mhm.
How
That
you,
part.
how you going, what kind of authority? And again, yes, you sit in that POTUS chair and you have some armor bearers that support you, but you don't have the authority, the right, and you should not exercise such a privilege and a protocol to dismantle something that preceded you by decades and scores, right? And I think it's a disregard to the very humanity of our communities, of our families. This is to what else can we do to dismantle the families of
Mhm.
African people? We done enslaved them. Okay, they survived that. All right, we don't mash them up. Okay, they survived that. All right, we don't interfere with their formulation of their spiritual, religious engagements. Okay, but they survived that too. Wait, we take all their money. They survived that too. Wait, we didn't give them land. We thieved their land. We still thieving their land and bulldozing people's homes in places like Costa Rica as we speak to black people, mind you, yeah. And then you saying you want to take over the Panama Canal in 2025. Saying, but you're worrying about a while. You worrying about a while anyway. I could, and it's not because I could do this one. It's not political. It's just the truth of how do
Mhm.
we restore our humanity. We are, and then to then aggravate things in the African continent in places where there was a quest for peace. You see people trying to get over very hostile, very terrorist driven activities. When you see them starting to put the creator and the word of the creator at the center of establishing peace, you're going to still throw another set of bombs and trauma at them? That's like, that's no longer human.
Mm.
Yeah. So
I
I,
100%
yeah,
agree.
yeah, I tend to see that DEI piece. That's just one of them, but it's the
One.
DEI, the land theft, the if you say anything that's anti-Semitic. What about anything that's anti-African? If you're going to talk about we can't say nothing about Israel and genocide, then you should be saying we don't appreciate genocide anywhere. How about that? Like you should be consistent. You can't just pick one over the other. You can't just pick
There we
up
go.
all the black and brown people and say that they supposed to be deported, and some of them never ever live in the places that you deported them to. Like
Mm.
the one in this country called the U.S. That means you should stop singing the Pledge of Allegiance. You should stop talking about liberty, freedom, and justice for all. You should just smash down this little constitution. You keep making people think that you amend, and now you're trying to take away the amendments to a document that you said allowed you to be in the position you're in. So I'm just suggesting strongly. I usually don't bring these particular things up because it becomes, very challenging to some. But when we are authors, when we are those that put pen to paper,
Mm-hmm.
it's our responsibility to bring truth to power and to keep the word, as you say of God, I say of Netarah, of the word of the Creator, at the center of what we're bringing to the table, so that way, even when people read what we write, they still have not just hope, not just faith, but they have like a lifelong, eternal resolve that what they doing over there, that's the distraction. Leave them over some. You know how you say Satan not today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know how you say, well, come
Right.
say, the wicked arrow go back to sender? That one. So I'll yield on that one.
Wow. You said everything correct, baby.
You did. You nailed
I'm
it.
just like, I mean, you nailed it.